I am old and ugly with a small PP, and I'm not a good wotblitz player, but I want in the Hall of Fame with a high tier tank, and I want to be the number one so that I can get a push for my ego. So I'm old, ugly with a small PP, but I'm rich. So what can I do? I could hire a team from, let's say, 3, 5, 4, 6 people, I don't know. They're sitting together in a room and playing this game. One of these persons has, because I'm not a good player, access to my wotblitz account. And so they play together a few games and try to come in the same game, and yes, this could work. And then the player with my account, the other can tell him where their teammates are, and they do not a lot of damage. Okay, they shoot my teammates, so they can't do a lot of damage. And at the end I can farm them and can get a lot of damage. I'm rich. I can pay them. Why shouldn't I do that? I think it's a good idea. Maybe I can. I don't know if maybe other people do this in World of Tanks, PC. They do such crazy things. There you can hire a company, and this company has some commercials on YouTube, and you can take a look at them. So you can pay, for example, $500 to that they do some missions for you, that you get a reward tank or something like that. And maybe there are also some people who could possibly do this in World of Tanks Blitz, I don't know. So I have a replay from Metzi69 from his channel with his original commentary, because at the first look this is a normal high damage game. So I will show you this game, and then we will do a deeper look inside what happened, and I will tell you there's no proof for cheating, but there are some serious questions about what happens in this game. So let's start with Metzi's replay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meaty69. Welcome back to the channel, and actually we have an OP replay for you today, a very OP replay. So today we have the Object 907. Yes, this is a tank, a Russian medium tank, very good tank. I don't think it's quite as good as the other Russian mediums, but you can still perform very, very well. Just what we're going to see here from our Arpeggios. Yeah, we're going to go for that, Arpeggios. So, I mean, it's got the DPM of the Russian mediums. The speed is good. The armor profile, however, I don't think is as good, but you can still bully the enemy team completely with the DPM. So, as you can see, he's got a few heavies here that have a nice amount of hit points. The moisten's there. You've got a mouse there. It's just literally, it's screaming hit points. It's literally is screaming farm. He's going to farm some damage. Now, luckily for him, the enemy medium tanks and the light tank didn't come this way. So he's spotting the team, and he's now able literally to farm almost anybody he wants. But of course, if they are over that side of the map, it is a little bit more difficult to get that shot off. So of course, if he clears this motion now, he will be able to get behind the enemy team and maybe behind the mouse. But of course, there is a Death Star there. So for me, the Death Star, after the motion, the Death Star needs to be the priority. Of course, at this stage, I would be taking care of this motion, but he's not doing that. He is going for the Death Star. Maybe he sees the Death Star as a bigger threat, but he is going for the Death Star and ignoring the motion. However, the motion does get taken out, so it doesn't matter too much. So 2.1k damage, 2 tanks down for his team, 1 tank down for the enemy team, and you could just see he is completely bullying this Death Star. The Death Star just cannot do anything. With the reload of this thing, he was just constantly going for the track, and he just couldn't do anything. He could not do anything at all. So at this point of the game, does he now go for the mouse, or does he go for the other tanks, the one-shots, the medium tanks? Because for me, they are more dangerous than the mouse. Yes, the mouse has armor, has hit points, but it's a slow tank, doesn't have the best DPM, and personally, I would probably be leaving the mouse and going for the other tanks that are bullying his team. But no, he decides that he wants to go for the mouse, and as I've said, can't really show if he's aiming it. You can see these two guys here are dealing with 3 tanks. Honestly, I would have left the mouse where he is. He's in no bother. He's not causing any issues at all. However, them guys are. So he decided to go for the mouse. I mean, there is no right or wrong. It's just what I would personally do. Now the Progetto has come to play. There is a two tank on 1 advantage, and the M6 Yo is actually doing a good fight over there. So it is now down to a 3 versus 3. He's farmed up 5.4k damage. He's on 2 kills, and he's now going to get that kill on the mouse to bring it to 3 kills and 5.6. Now there is just 2 heavies left, but both heavies are absolutely full hit points. They're full hit points, and both of his teammates are now basically, or one's now dead and one is very low hit points. But again, I would be ignoring that IS-7, which he is starting to do. So that is a good move. Just when he actually needed to focus on a certain tank, he's doing the exact thing that he should be doing. Ignore the IS-7, go for the IS-4, because that means it is a 2 versus 1, but not just a 2 versus 1. The IS-4 is aiming at the Yo. So yes, it's a 2 versus 1, and he gets lucky because the IS-4 wants to go for the Yo and not him. So he's able to save his hit points. But there goes the Yo. It is now a 1 versus 2, and he's still full hit points for now. Again, he's at the stage now. Do you ignore the IS-7? He is going to take a few shots, but he's in that position where he has to ignore the IS-7. You can only focus 1 tank. Why go for the IS-7? You might as well go for the IS-4. You can see him trying to hide from the IS-7, which is the right choice, because if he's going to get shot from a tank, you might as well only get shot from 1 tank. So that was actually a good move. Now the IS-4 is a one-shot. He is going to be able to take him out very, very soon. However, because he's only got heat left, he is now doing less damage. So he's on 500 hit points. He gets a lucky bounce there, and now he's in that position where he can use the mobility and just bully the IS-7. But he needs to be quick. He needs to get there quicker. He's already on 8,000 damage, so to be honest, he's already done a fantastic job, but he needs to be very careful, because just a little ram will be enough to be able to clear. Now the IS-7 could just load up HE here. He could just load up HE, and I'm even thinking, like, how is he getting away with this? How is this object getting away with this? Literally, he's just completely bullied this IS-7. Now, I was expecting him to die there, because that's usually what happens. You put in the good work, absolutely good work, fantastic work, and then you lose by just that little ram at the end. But nevertheless, a fantastic game. He did manage to pull it off, and a Hall of Fame game. Number 1 Hall of Fame in the Object 907. 9,700 damage, and he also gets 5 kills, and what a nice carry. The Vickers did a good job. The IS-7 did a good job until the end there. I don't think he should have lost that. He really should not have. I mean, it's got the DPM of the Russian
nice game. Now let's check a few things. At first, we can see the motion, which has not moved for 40 seconds. So, the question is why. And now the motion gets up and nothing against it. So, let's check this guy. Grabberstone in his motion is an average gamer. So let's check the motion. And you can see it's an average gamer. So maybe this is possible. Maybe he's a little bit noobish. So let's go further. Here's the mouse. The mouse seems to be, there's no interest for the object. No reaction to the object. And that's very interesting. So, he tries to do nothing against the object, but at the same time, he's looking for the object's teammate. So, no shoot on the object. And that's interesting, so let's check the mouse. Here we have Lysos Christos, which is also an average player. But with his mouse, he is above average. So that's the opponent and the mouse.
To play, there is a two tank on one advantage. Get that kill on the mouse. Yeah, that full hit points and both.
So IS-7 has no real interest in the object, as you can see.
And one is very good. Again, tank is doing the exact.
I think now it's time to check the IS-4 and the IS-7. So let's see their stats. So here we have Piero Timo or Piero Time in his IS-4. It's not a good player, but in this tank he is an average player with 600 battles. And here is Lekili, not a bad player, nearly 50% in his IS-7. So let's see. Oh, it's a good IS-7 player. So let's see how they perform.
Just a 2 versus 1. The IS-4 is aiming at the Yo. So yes, it's a 2 versus.
Stop. We know this. We want to know how they will perform. So let's have a look. So here you can see the teammates from the object. So they started to the battle without the Joe. Joe is waiting for, I don't know. So let's see, let's go on. A little bit fast forward. So go, 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 go. Yes, you want to fight. And now we find the teammate mouse here on this side, and you can see there are two enemies and one of them is IS-7. So look at his gameplay. Oh, by the way, the Joe is still AFK or something like that. So the IS-7 knows exactly how to fight the mouse and how to save his hit points. So you can see this boost tanks. They do a great job to kill the mouse. So I don't think that the IS-7 is a noob or something like this. It's a good player. Now the IS-7 waits. Not the IS-7. The IS-7 is still near the mouse and waiting for something. So what can we see here? Here's the IS-7, there's the Joe, and the IS-7 ignores the Joe complete. Why? No interest on free damage. So. And the next thing we can see again that the IS-7 exactly knows how to play. No problem to kill the T95. Interesting. Now we have a show fight between the Yo and the IS-4. And you know the end of the game. The skilled IS-7 sucks. And also the IS-4 sucks completely, and that's interesting because a few days or weeks ago I saw also a video on the 69 channel. He shows sometimes Hall of Fame games, so it's not his fault. And this was a bachelor, and I think this game, a lot of YouTubers show this game. This was a 10,000 damage game. And in the end of this game, the Badger fought against an IS-4 and an IS-7, and both are not able to penetrate the Badger. And here today, both tanks, which performed till now not bad, and now they are no longer able to penetrate the object. So, can you see where they shoot is? If they shoot far away from this tank, or they use ammunition which can't penetrate. So, there are two possibilities. Possibility one, wow, this object has had really a lot of luck. But there's also a second possibility. But in the end I have no real proof that this are cheaters. But for me, I'm not sure if I can see games in the Hall of Fame. That's all what I can see there is fame. I think there's also a lot of shame. And so, bye.